Learning objectives. At the end of this topic, you will be able to estimate the usage of water for domestic purpose, explain about the source from where we get water, understand the process of water cycle. Introduction. Water is the source of our life. All our day-to-day lives are totally dependent on water. We use water for our domestic activities like drinking, washing, bathing, and cooking. Apart from domestic purposes, water is also used in the field of agriculture and industries. Have you ever thought where we get water from? Think about it. Water cycle. Almost 2/3 of this earth is covered with water. Most of the water we get are from rivers, lakes, and ponds. We do not use water from oceans for our domestic use, since it is salty in nature. The ocean water gets distributed among rivers, lakes, and ponds. But how is this possible? And why does the water in river, lake, and pond not be salty, as in the case of ocean water? Water cycle.
Look at the sky! The clouds are becoming darker.
Yes, it looks like it's going to rain.
What a pity. I guess we have to stop playing now.
Looks like it. Let's bring down our kites, Nadia.
Do you know how clouds and rain form? To understand how clouds and rain form, you need to know these two processes: evaporation, condensation. You have learned that. Evaporation is the process in which a liquid changes into gas. Evaporation occurs at the surface of a liquid. During evaporation, water is converted into water vapor. Condensation is just the opposite of evaporation. Condensation is the process in which a gas changes into a liquid. Water vapor changes into water during condensation. Using what you have learnt about these processes, think of how clouds and rain form. Water cycle. Let us now try to explain the process of rain formation with the help of an experiment. Take a glass bowl filled with water and heat it. You will find the water turning into vapors, and hence we refer to this as evaporation. Now put a cool lid over the boiling water. Water gets evaporated due to the heat and reaches the lid. As the lid's temperature is low, it forms water droplets by the process of condensation. When more water droplets are formed, they combine and fall down as water back to the glass bowl. Hence, this explains the process of rain formation. We now know that the process of evaporation and condensation help to form clouds and rain. Now let's find out how clouds form. Click on the clouds to see. The weather is hot. The sun heats up the water in the lakes, rivers, and seas. The water evaporates into water vapor. The water vapor then gathers in the atmosphere. When the water vapor meets colder air high in the atmosphere, it condenses into tiny water droplets. The tiny water droplets join together to form clouds. Now that we know how clouds form, discuss with your friends how rain forms. Then click on the clouds to see. More and more water droplets join together and continue to form clouds. When the clouds become big and heavy, they fall to the ground as rain. Let's look at the formation of clouds and rain again. This time, think about these questions. The formation of clouds and rain shows that the water from the lakes, rivers, and seas follow a certain journey. What is the journey of water like? Where does the water go when it rains? Discuss this with your friends. Then click on the picture to find out. Water from the lakes, rivers, and seas evaporate into water vapor when heated by the sun. During the process of evaporation, the impurities in the water are left behind. As a result, the water that goes to the atmosphere is cleaner than what it was on Earth. The water vapor then meets colder air high in the atmosphere and condenses into water droplets. The water droplets join together to form clouds. When the clouds become too heavy, the water droplets fall to the ground as rain. Sometimes the water droplets fall as snow. The rainwater falls into the rivers, lakes, and oceans. Some of the water goes into the ground. Some of the water is taken up by plants and trees. Some changes into ice at cold climate areas and on mountain tops. This movement of water is called the water cycle. Evaporation and condensation will take place naturally to form the water cycle. The water moves continuously from the ground to the atmosphere and back to the ground again. Water is one of the basic needs of all living things. All living things depend on water to survive. That is why the water cycle is important to us. Discuss the importance of the water cycle with your friends. Then click on each picture. Now think of what will happen if the water cycle stops one day. Share your thoughts with your friends. The water cycle maintains the amount of water on Earth. This means that the same water is recycled continuously. So, water on Earth does not become less or more. Only the state of water changes. It becomes solid, liquid, or gas. The water we have today is same as the water our ancestors had billions of years ago. The water cycle makes sure that rain or snow falls around the world. Therefore, living things can have a constant supply of water. The water cycle controls the temperature of the earth. Rain and snow make the environment cooler. The presence of water on Earth prevents the water from becoming too hot. Summary. Let's summarize the topic. Almost 2/3 of this Earth is covered with water. Most of the water we get are from rivers, lakes, and ponds. Water on Earth, such as lakes, rivers, and oceans, evaporates into water vapor when heated by the sun. When water vapor meets colder air in the atmosphere, it condenses into tiny water droplets. The tiny water droplets combine together to form clouds. When the clouds become big and heavy, they fall to the ground as rain or snow. The whole process of water cycle repeats itself. Water cycle maintains the amount of water on Earth. Water cycle controls the temperature of the Earth. Water cycle helps to purify and clean water.